Eddie Hearn this week out in New York, when questioned regarding an update on Khan vs Brook, he said he'd been having positive talks with Team Khan for a May showdown between the two welterweights, and that they were going over some venues and some negotiation points. A few other points to note that Eddie also made was that he'd advised Brook on moving up to 154 pounds to see what other challenges were out there, and that the only fight worth draining back down to 147 would be the Khan fight and not the Spence fight, as it'd make multi-millions for both fighters, and Spence, although a great talent, wouldn't be a big draw in the UK, and the pay-per-view numbers would be nowhere near what Khan versus Brook would be. When questioned on Spence, Eddie said that he's a more dangerous opponent than Khan and a better fighter, and coming off the Golovkin loss, if Brook was to drain all the way down to 147 and lose to Spence, where would that leave Brook? Also, according to Eddie, the Khan fight makes 3 times the money that the Spence fight does, and there's a potential for 2 fights with Khan versus Brook. So Eddie doesn't see the logic in taking the risk for 3 times less than money to fight Errol Spence when he could fight Amir Khan and make 3 times the money with a potential rematch clause and a bigger name on Kell Brook's resume should he beat Amir Khan. So Eddie went on to say that a sticking point seems to be the financial splits for the fighters, and that Brook would be happy to split everything down the middle 50-50. After the Golovkin fight, Brook's profile having raised, he feels he's a bit more entitled now to an equal share, not the lion's share, but an equal share, whereas Team Khan seemed to be campaigning for something like a 70-30 split in the favour of Amir Khan. Now Eddie feels that they're going to have to try and meet somewhere in the middle, or both fighters are going to have to walk away from a multi-million-pound payday. Now, with 2 big egos involved, who knows? I do feel that Khan will want the lion's share, and I do feel maybe not the lion's share, but he'll end up with a slightly better split his way, so the financial gain might be with Khan in the end. But I do feel Brook is possibly the favourite. Now it's a question of, does Brook take a little less just to secure the fight, possibly beat Amir Khan and show that he is the better fighter, and then a rematch takes place and they make a load of money again? If there's any more updates, I will be making another video. Latest from Eddie on the Brook Khan or Khan Brook fight.